Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of Business Insider. I'm Mohammed Abdurrahim, and tonight we'll be talking about digital transformation in Egypt, the progress made, the challenges, and the necessity of digital transformation in the era we live in today. But first, and as usual, a look at the stories making the headlines for this past week on the economic front. And we start from Wednesday and exactly from the administrative capital and the headquarters of the cabinet as the cabinet held its weekly meeting in the new headquarters at the NAC under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli to probe a number of political, economic and social files and the latest developments in the international arena and repercussions of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. The meeting discussed a number of issues, including important ministerial decisions and laws that aim to achieve renaissance and welfare on all fronts and attain economic and social stability, in addition to luring investments. The meeting also reviewed measures that are taken in accordance with the directives of His Excellency the President, covering files of investment, industry, exportation and agriculture, as well as ways of monitoring local markets. And Egypt has started a $1.8 billion drilling program for natural gas exportation wells in the Mediterranean Sea and the Nile Delta. The announcement was made by Minister of Petroleum Tariq Al-Mullah. The program is being carried out in cooperation with Eni, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Shell and BP. Under the program, a total of 35 exploration wells will be drilled within 2 years, 21 of which in the current fiscal year, 2023-2024, and 14 in fiscal year 2024-2025. During the past 5 years, the Egyptian oil sector and international companies have drilled 576 wells, and as a result, 284 new oil and gas discoveries were made, according to Minister Al-Mullah. These discoveries added reserves of 1,320 million barrels, so that would be 1.320 billion barrels of oil equivalent, comprising 295 million barrels of crude oil and condensate and 5,750 billion cubic feet of natural gas. And Prime Minister Dr. Madbouli has stressed that the state is keen to support the 100 Healthy Days campaign to enhance healthcare services for citizens nationwide. The Premier's remarks came during his meeting Tuesday with Health Minister Khaled Youssef at the Cabinet's headquarters in the new administrative capital. The campaign has so far provided more than 3 million healthcare services by 62 convoys stationed in all governorates, in addition to the vaccination of 62,561 children, the Health Minister Dr. Abdel Ghaffar said. Using over 5,000 primary care units nationwide, the campaign includes 500 medical convoys to offer checkup, treatment, testing, and screening services at the state's expense, while 53 mobile clinics have also been deployed to public and crowded places. These clinics cover various specialties such as internal medicine, pediatrics, surgery, teeth, ear, nose, obstetrics, and gynecology and dermatology. Time now for a short break here on Business Insider, dear viewers. We still have, of course, a report to show you on our main topic for tonight, digital transformation in Egypt. So please stay with us. Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you for staying with us. With us now here in the studio is Dr. Khaled Youssef, and he's the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Navigation Sciences and Space Technology at Beni Suef University, the only university here in Egypt and one of the few in the region that has the space technology specialty. Thank you very much, Dr. Youssef, for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you with us.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much.
Dr. Youssef, dear viewers, we'll be talking, of course, about digital transformation here in Egypt, as we told you earlier. Allow us first to watch a report on the topic and then come back and start our discussion.
Stemming from Egypt's Vision 2030, in line with Egypt's commitment towards Sustainable Development Goals 2035, the government of Egypt has formulated a comprehensive vision that includes the fundamentals related to transforming Egypt into a digital society where all technologies in almost all fields of life can be integrated. Within the context, the government has worked on promoting and developing the infrastructure of communications and information technology. It has also covered improving digital services at all ministries and government agencies and raising the efficiency of governmental services by providing a better work environment and necessary support to government agencies. In addition, the government has taken significant steps towards transforming the digital economy. This came in line with the valiant attempts to accelerate the development pattern and improve the quality of life for citizens via developing infrastructure and investing in human capital. These strategic objectives of the digital transformation in Egypt mainly rely on improving services presented to citizens via digitizing them. They also depend on linking governmental digital systems to improve work at the state's administrative apparatus and ensuring efficiency and effectiveness. Promoting electric governance and principles of transparency, accountability and monitoring at all government agencies is another strategic objective. Since it is an important topic, this issue of policy perspective published by the Information and Decision Support Center aims at tackling Egypt's efforts in digital transformation within the framework of Egypt Vision 2030 and the SDGs 2035. It focuses on the efforts that have been exerted taking into consideration the country's position in the international indicators and the major challenges. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi launched the Digital Transformation Initiative for the Egyptian government 4 years ago. The digital technologies represent an unprecedented opportunity for the government to reinvent itself. The Egyptian government is working as a participatory digital government to implement financial inclusion and fintech app towards a secured, cashless, paperless digital knowledge society. The government is transforming to digitalization and to the digital economy. The government investments $1.9 billion to develop information and digital infrastructure, create technological innovation pools in the governorates, and establish high-tech industries in the economic zone of the Suez Canal, where most of the submarine cables that carry communications and internet between Asia and Europe pass through the Suez Canal.
Thank you very much, Abir Hussein and Rasha Abdul Hamid, for this report. Back here in the studio with our distinguished guest, Dr. Khaled Youssef. Now, Dr. Youssef, digital transformation in general, this is where I would like to start.
Yeah.
Is it mandatory in the era we live in today, or is it, something nice to have or a luxury or an advantage.
Yeah. Digital transformation today for the whole world is no more a luxury. It is no more a nice to have strategy, but it is a mandatory strategy. Because we have today for the digital transformation a lot of aspects touching the economies, touching our daily life, making our life easier. And in some cases, it's difficult to have some daily activities without technology. So digital transformation is, for my point of view, it's mandatory. And according to the world today, it is mandatory. The volume of investments in the world indicates that because usually money talks. Yeah. When we talk about economies and we talk about funds, we talk about channel of investments, we find a lot of investments in this area in the world, which means that it is important and has an ROI or return on investment. Everybody touch it.
And especially when people get used to it. I mean, it's tough to let go of it after you've gotten used to it. And I'm sure it helps various sectors of society, but like the elderly, for instance, or maybe, although they are not very strong technologically, like the younger generations, but surely for the younger generations, it is a must.
The younger generations is more adopted to the technology,
of course,
than the elderly one. So you find our children, but our youth is today more using the technology in an easy way and more adopting to the changes of the technology than the previous generations. But now, when we see that, okay, it is a part of our life, we cannot, for example, leave our phones as we cannot leave our wallets. So it's now attached to us in our daily life. It has for sure a pros, like it has a cons.
Yes.
And these disadvantages associated to it is, as we talk about it, it's killing the social life. But again, when we look at the other end, if we use the technology for example, in the governmental agencies, if we use the technology to get our passports ready, to get our IDs ready, to have some of the governmental services from our homes, means that there is no extra traffic in the streets, there is no more fuel consumed and gas in the air. A lot of advantages we got out of just transforming to technology.
And I guess banking and financial markets, stock markets and so on have been depending on this technology for decades now.
Yeah, because today we are talking about what we call the digital economy. And we talk about an important aspect of technologies, we call it fintech, or the financial technologies. So fintech like the InstaPay, for example, here in Egypt, that you can manage all of your accounts across all banks while you are sitting in your home without the need to access each bank, for example. This is a financial technology. Also, you can manage your wallet through your phone. Just by passing the phone through the machines, you can arrange everything and you make all of your shoppings. So this type of technology with the financial technologies moves the world towards what we call the cashless economies.
Yes.
Cashless economies means that no need to have cashes in our pockets to make sure that we will do shopping. Even the cards, even the plastic. We can go to the wireless technology, to the mobile phones, which is the main thing that we have in even the watch.
Yes.
Even the bracelets for our children, we can transfer to them some of the money, of the cash, to make sure of the money, to make sure that they have a money safe in their journeys, in their school purchases, all of that stuff. So the financial technology or the digital economy in general is one of the key advantages out of using the technology.
And it's hard to imagine in today's world that people will turn back the clock and start calling the broker on the phone, or going to the stock market headquarters, or working with papers and numbers to try and buy stocks or sell stocks, because you can do this, of course, digitally
and paperless.
and across the globe, not wherever you are.
Yeah.
So once we've gone there, we cannot go back. So the world is not going back.
Yeah.
The world is moving to a full digitalized economy,
Yeah.
right? The global economy itself.
Yeah, it's the easier way. It's the more suitable. It is adopted in a very fast way. You see most of the world adopting these technologies in a very fast way.
With different paces, of
With
course.
different paces, yeah. But yeah, you can imagine that the developing countries' adoption rate is much more higher than the developed countries.
Because they have a bigger,
Yeah.
bigger distance to cover,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of improvement and development in this in our countries.
Yeah. So talk to us about the progress
Yeah.
that has been made in Egypt
Yeah.
recently in the past, 10 years or so.
Yeah, for the digital transformation in general, we have different scenes. We just talk about the digital economy and the part of the financial technologies, and we have some samples that we touched during our discussion, like the InstaPay, for example, as an application done by the Egyptian Central Bank companies. This type of technology is a digital transformation scene. When we go and we see that our transformation in the aspect of what we call the smart meters, for example, the aspects of the communication technologies, the aspects on the scenes of the smart cities. You see today a lot of advertisement about the smart cities, but when we talk about smart city, we need to be careful that smart city is how to make the life of the resident easier.
It's
Not-
understood that is the goal.
Yeah.
But could you give us a simple definition for smart city?
Yeah, smart city is how to make the place you are living in easily responding to your needs in a very easy way without the need to think a lot or do a lot of actions.
But if you don't think and you don't do a lot, I mean, that's not really smart.
Yeah.
If you don't think.
If you don't think, yeah.
And if you don't do action, I mean, that's lazy.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah. And these actions should be suitable to the situation. Yeah. For example, if you have you need some service in the city for the part of the garbage collection, so you need to make sure that the garbage is collected and sectorized and segmented in a seamless way. When you have a garbage, then it is going to be collected within 5 minutes. This is an SLA. Done by whom? Done by the technology. When you talk about the lighting in the streets, it's controlled. So you never see a street light off. And also, you will never see a street light on with no occupancy or no
or in the morning.
Yeah. In the morning.
Yeah.
So this is smart, smart aspects. The part of the water management, you will find the landscape well irrigated, but no overuse of water. So this is smart, responding to your needs as a human being in a smart way. But you have also other aspects of smartness in the governmental agencies. So when you make the legal delegations and the legal documents through the digital platforms,
right.
It's smart and save a lot of time of the citizen, save a lot of time of even the clerk and the employees doing this activity.
And achieves greater security.
Yeah. When you adopt the digital signature to be an official signature, this is a progress. So this is the scenes or events about what we have today in terms of digital transformation. We have also a readiness indices. For example, we cannot see that we are the top of the top in everything. It is not the situation. But
and it's not normal.
It's not normal. But we see that we have a readiness index. It is measured today. Readiness index on the AI response, artificial intelligence response of this society. Readiness index of the knowledge. Readiness index on the, you can see the knowledge bank, for example. Knowledge bank for this is a transformation in the way that people are educated. You have a readiness index in the part of the infrastructure readiness and the connectivity. So all of these indices, it is measured every time interval, every quarter, and yearly, annually it is measured to see where do we stand, where are we, and what we should go, where we should go to.
So where do we stand in the middle of developing nations and how far, I know this second question specifically is a bit difficult or maybe tricky, but I mean, what's the distance that we have to cover to, I mean, how much time will it take us?
Time and rank as well. Because
to get to where the developed world is today.
Yeah.
Because by the time we get there, probably, most probably,
Yeah.
the developed world will have taken further leaps.
Yeah.
But the question is the following.
Yeah.
How much time in your assessment as a scientist, as someone who's an expert in this field, in years do we need as developing nations in general? Let's not talk know, specifically about Egypt or the region,
Yeah.
but how much time do developing nations in general, on average, need in years to get to where developed nations are today?
Yeah, this is a very important question because usually such type of journeys and also the ranks, the gaps, how do we need in terms not only of time but also of cost of a lot of things. So it depends on three main pillars. The first pillar is the human factor and the resistance of the human factor to the adoption of this type of technology, because one of the key things that the technology is providing is transparency. And this means that it helps a lot to improve or to reduce severely the corruption and all of that stuff, which is one of the key objectives of the government today. So transparency, for sure you will have people that is improving and assisting, and have people that is resisting.
So can I take this as a rule that corruption does not like digital transformation?
Sure.
This is a rule?
Sure.
Okay.
Because digital transformation make everything transparent.
Okay.
So it kill on that.
Okay.
So, and this is, by the way, one of the strategic objective of the country. Why do the country adopt? One of the strategic objective, and
Fight
this
corruption.
is clearly defined, that it is for the sake of transparency. So this is a point. The second point is, which the human factor is a point. The second point is the technology itself. How much does it cost? What is the percentage of this technology localized? And what is the percentage that is imported? This is very important.
And of course, the more localized, the less it will cost.
Exactly.
Naturally.
And there's going to be, and not only the in terms of cost, but also in terms of sustainability. I mean, you will find the spare parts, you will find the continuity, the maintenance, and all of that stuff. So it ensures the sustainability of the technology. So we have two out of three. The third, which is also an important, is the strategy of the long-term vision of the government and of the companies and of the societies for this. We have 2050, we have 2030 strategy and the vision. So this is so you achieve the vision and you achieve also a part of the human factor, and it is measured today. And for example, in the AI, you are ranked, as far as I recall, 80 out of 170, something like that, which is
almost in the middle, almost.
Which is very good in terms of the country with this economic position.
And it's very good compared to developing nations.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Yeah, because it is AI, which is new to the whole world, and it's for you in the past you see it luxurious. So you don't more see it luxurious.
Yeah.
You are now in the middle of this journey. So it is defined, it is measured, and you have a way to achieve.
So are you looking at the graph constantly? You must be. Of the progress made.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Year-to-year growth is very good in terms of like I think 12 to 15% in the year-to-year growth, which is very good figure in terms of such type of developments. Also, I need to shed the light on a very important thing here, which is the part of the legalization and the part of the laws. Because when we have an environment ready for accepting and adopting the technology, you have to support with the legalization as well. You have laws today which is done and approved and in place since 2018, 2020, like the law of data privacy protection. And we have like 3-4 laws which is newly introduced to the scene to govern this. You have also councils and high committees today in place, like the Supreme Council of Artificial Intelligence.
Yes.
You have that of Industry 4, you have that of Digital Transformation, and this is governed by the Prime Ministry. So all of these councils is now...
Well, definitely the past few years have seen great progress. There must be challenges. What are the main challenges facing
the main challenge
the progress in digital
the
transformation?
main challenge is mainly in the localization of the technology. I see it very important, and it's clearly a challenge. We should know more depending on technology that is important. And the second challenge is the infrastructure. You need to ensure that you have an infrastructure that can carry and that can afford such a demand, and thus can accept all of that.
I always like the conversation with you, Dr. Youssef, and enjoy it really. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I have to go back. I haven't forgotten the question. Because I know it's a tough question. I know, but again, I just want to press you on this, if you will give us an answer. Because I'm sure it's the question in many people's minds. How many years are we lagging as a developing part of the world compared to the developed world when it comes to technology, when it comes to digital transformation, AI, and so on? Approximately, how many years do we need to get to where they are today?
Lagging in terms of infrastructure, lagging in terms of artificial intelligence, lagging in terms of new technology like Industry 4 and IoT. Infrastructure, we are not lagging, but we are a bit behind the technology. Because of maybe some delayed investments by the carriers and the companies that we have. So it's easy to push and go, but now they have a dilemma of increasing the cost of for example, the subscription versus the investment in the network. The citizen is going to be accepting this or not. So the subscriber, I mean. So this is a dilemma that need to be balanced. So not a matter of lagging, it's a matter of investment in the technology and the infrastructure services. Very important, because it will carry all of these buildings.
Okay.
In terms of AI, we are very close because we have people, we have calipers, and this type of technology depends on calipers, and we have this. In the space, we have calipers today. We just talk about the space technology.
Perfect.
And we have a generation of experts in the space.
We had our first space technology university in 2017.
In Egypt and Africa. In Egypt and Africa.
Beautiful.
And we have maybe the Emirates people is following us. By the way, we are in front of that. Regardless of the missions to the space, who go to the space or not, this is not the target of the space. But we have this technology today. This, in terms of education, space technology is a significant technology. Of course. So we have such aspect of technologies, and when you measure this, we are sure there is a gap. But we have talked about making the satellites, launching the satellites. We have a gap in terms of 20 years, 15 years. Okay. When we go about manufacture satellite, we have a gap of 5 to 6 years. Okay. If we invest. If we are talking,
if we invest, if we invest enough,
But if we're going to about the James Webb telescopes, it's not of our concern or interest. Okay. So we are not interested in this type of missions, for example. So it depends.
So 10 to 20 years is roughly acceptable as an estimate?
If we invest.
Okay.
Because we have 2030 vision.
Perfect.
We have 2050 vision.
Yes.
So this is
I've enjoyed being with you, Dr. Khaled Youssef, the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Navigation Sciences and Space Technology at Beni Suef University. Thank you for being here. Hope to see you again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
And thank you, dear viewers, for watching Business Insider. Next week, same time, inshallah, is a new episode. Until then, have all the best and goodbye.